There is a moment many people never talk about. It's not when faith begins. It's not when prayers are answered. It's not when life suddenly makes sense. It's the moment you realize God is quiet, not distant, not angry, just quiet. And that quiet can feel heavier than pain, because silence leaves space. And space is where fear learns to speak. When there is no answer, no reassurance, no clear direction, your thoughts rush in to fill the gap. Questions you never wanted to ask begin forming on their own. You replay your prayers, your words, your intentions, wondering if something went wrong or if you misunderstood something important. Silence feels personal. It feels like rejection, even when it isn't. It feels like being left on red by the one you trusted the most. And that feeling can shake even the strongest faith, not because faith is weak, but because it is alive and honest. But silence is not God stepping away. Silence is often God changing the way you listen. When answers stop coming from the outside, attention slowly turns inward. And what happens inside you during that quiet season often matters more than the words you are waiting to hear. Silence slows everything down. It removes the background noise. It strips away distractions that once felt harmless, but kept you from noticing what was really shaping your heart. Sometimes the answer you're waiting for has been waiting for your attention. One of the first things silence does is break dependence on feelings. Feelings are powerful, but they are unstable. They rise and fall with circumstances, energy, mood, and expectation. Early faith is often emotional. It feels intense, affirming, and alive. But faith was never meant to survive on emotion alone. God sometimes removes emotional reassurance, so trust does not collapse when feelings fade. Not as punishment, but as preparation. Because a faith that only works when it feels good will not survive when life becomes uncertain. Silence teaches you how to stand without emotional reinforcement. It teaches you how to trust without sensation. Not because God is distant, but because He is strengthening something deeper than feeling. Faith that survives silence is faith that lasts. Another reason God becomes quiet is because He is working beyond your field of vision. We want progress we can see. We want answers that make sense immediately. We want clarity that fits neatly into our timeline. But God often works beneath the surface, like roots forming before fruit ever appears. Silence does not mean nothing is happening. It means something is happening out of view. By the time the result appears, the work has already been done. Relationships have shifted. Doors have quietly closed. Protection has been put in place. Direction has been adjusted without announcement. If God explained everything in real time, trust would never mature. You would follow instructions instead of relationship. Silence protects the work until it is strong enough to stand on its own. Sometimes silence is not about growth. It is about protection. We often assume delay means resistance, but many delays are restraint. God sees paths you cannot see, consequences you cannot predict, outcomes you cannot imagine. Silence slows you down before you move too fast into something that would harm you later. Speed feels productive. Stillness feels confusing. We live in a world that rewards urgency, but many mistakes are made because we acted quickly with partial understanding. Silence forces pause. Pause creates discernment. Discernment saves you from regret.
God's quiet can be mercy disguised as confusion. Silence also reveals what you truly want. When God speaks clearly, it is easy to listen. When He is quiet, motives surface. Do you want God, or just the outcome you asked for? Do you want closeness or control? Guidance or permission? Silence exposes the difference, not to shame you, but to refine you. It reveals whether your faith is rooted in relationship or results.
God sometimes waits until the desire behind the prayer aligns with the wisdom of the answer. Waiting is another work silence accomplishes. Waiting feels unproductive. It feels like lost time. It feels like nothing is happening. But waiting is where character forms. Anyone can trust when answers arrive quickly. Patience grows only in delay. God is not only interested in where you are going, He cares deeply about who you become along the way. Silence stretches patience, strengthens humility, builds endurance. Endurance carries you through seasons where answers alone would fail you. There comes a moment when questions stop helping. You have asked everything you know how to ask. You have searched every angle. You have replayed every decision. And still, the silence remains. This is often where surrender begins. Questions seek information. Surrender releases control. God's silence sometimes arrives when explanations would no longer heal you. Not because your questions are wrong, but because they have reached their limit. Some truths cannot be explained. They must be trusted. Silence also prepares you for expansion. Before growth, there is stretching. Before clarity, quiet. Before responsibility, refinement. Noise comforts us. Silence expands us. God may be widening your capacity before filling it, teaching you how to carry more wisdom, more responsibility, more grace. If He spoke too soon, you might shrink the answer to fit your current understanding. Silence allows you to grow into what's coming, instead of being overwhelmed by it. Another hidden work of silence is separating faith from control. We like answers because answers give certainty. Silence removes that illusion. When God is quiet, you must decide whether trust depends on predictability. Conditional faith collapses when life becomes unstable, but trust built in silence becomes unshakable because it does not rely on outcomes or guarantees. Silence teaches you how to trust without controlling. There is also a deeper truth most people miss. Some experiences are too sacred for words. Not every moment needs language. Not every presence needs explanation. God's silence is not empty. It is full. Full of nearness. Full of awareness. Full of peace that does not require understanding. Silence is where communion replaces conversation, where presence replaces proof. And sometimes, that is the answer. If God feels silent right now, it does not mean He has left. It may mean He is closer than ever, working beneath your questions, beyond your timeline, deeper than your fear. Silence is not abandonment. It is invitation. Invitation to trust without confirmation, to wait without certainty, to become without applause. And one day, when you look back, you may realize something quietly powerful. God was not silent at all. He was teaching you how to listen differently.